Hello everyone, welcome to another lesson in Gramática de hoy. Today we're going to learn about el se en español, expressions such as se vende, se saludan, or me duermo. So far we have learned about reflexive verbs or reflexive actions. And a reflexive verb basically is when a subject does and receives the action. So for instance, los chicos se acuestan tarde todas las noches, which means the kids go to bed late every night. So basically all the verbs that have to do with daily routine are reflexive actions. The other use of the se is to talk about reciprocal actions. And what that means is basically the each other in English. So when you have two subjects, basically the subjects do and receive the action together. So for instance, if I say, Mr. Bean and I said hello to each other this morning, there is my reciprocal action, which basically means Mr. Bean y yo nos saludamos esta mañana. Now, let's take a look at another example. My husband and I fell in love at first sight, which means mi esposo y yo nos enamoramos a primera vista. So even though in this second sentence there's no the each other part, both the action of falling in love is shared by my husband and I. Now let's understand when a verb is reflexive and when it's not. So if we look at the example, I say goodbye to my mom. Notice that I have a subject, a verb, and then I have the recipient of my object. So in Spanish will be, le digo adiós a mi mamá. So I need to have le, which is represents a mi mamá, to emphasize that she's receiving the adiós. And then I have the subject and the verb, yo digo. In this sentence, my mom and I say goodbye. So notice that in this case, I have two subjects, my mom and I, and then I have the verb. So in this case, the equivalent will be mi mamá y yo nos despedimos. So when there's only a subject in a verb, or two subjects in a verb, they are sharing this action. So if in English you have subject, verb, and the recipient of the object, then you do not need to use the se or the reflexive form of the verb. But if in English you have two subjects that are sharing that action, then you do need to have the reflexive form of the verb. And that's it for today.